Hi Christine, as promised, video number 3. This one covers the New York Times. There's a couple different ways to search the New York Times. In this case, I found that this is easiest. I made another video for the class that kind of pointed out, kind of my big secret here is I actually have an account to the New York Times, so that gives me a little bit more access than you from home would have access to. But that's fine. We can still search for it, and if we find articles that you're interested in, just let me know. So I'm just going to go up to our search feature here. The New York Times has done a really good job of indexing their material to make it searchable. Oh, and by the way, again, the website is just up here in the URL bar, www.nytimes.com. So where is our search feature? Didn't I just click that? There it is. Okay. So, as I perhaps mentioned in another email, what I learned is that Norma McCorvey was the actual Roe in Roe v. Wade, going by Jane Roe. So this is going to change or expand your ways to search for stories about Norma McCorvey. So you can do this a couple different ways. You can start with Norma McCorvey, and then you can do a search on Jane Roe. I felt McCorvey was unusual enough to actually do a search on that name. I didn't feel like the need to add Norma, for example. If you had a very common name, that would make a difference. So what you'll see here is, so we, just under the name McCorvey, with 127 results. Some of these top ones do seem to be related to Norma. Again, you might want to go back and change it to a narrow scope to Norma if you're finding that's too many. And the other thing that you can do is these are sorted by relevance. You can also sort by newest. You can sort by oldest. And again, you can always search specific dates. So if you wanted to limit yourself to really that 1970, 71 time period when the case was first being presented and argued, to some follow-up, like say all the way up to 1974, you could do that. But just in general, you might want to find some particular articles. Take a look at some of these, see where they're coming from. This is an opinion piece. Could be good, could be not, just something to think about. Some of these talk about the week in review. This might be based on a book that I believe Norma McCorvey wrote. So in this case, this is the story itself. Did they give us the whole thing? This actually looks like it is perhaps the entire story. It's kind of a short little headline here. So nothing too lengthy. Let's go back and find a longer one. Let's see. Oh, yeah, actually, this might be really good. I think, to me, we talked for just a minute. This seems like it might be the question you were kind of really looking at, is her role and maybe kind of the story of the person behind the story. This is also from 1989. Actually, since it's newer, they've given you the full article, which is cool. If it's an older article, what you might find at some point is that you were going to get pushed into what's called the Times machine, and actually our search with Jane Roe might come up with that. So anyway, here's this article, and let's go ahead and actually change our search and see what happens when we switch to Jane Roe. I'm going to put Jane Roe in quotes because what I want to find is not the name Jane, not the name Roe, anywhere throughout the article. I want a solid, in quotes, Jane Roe with the full name. And so Jane Roe, it doesn't say how many were here. That's kind of surprising, but I'd always like to maybe narrow it down. Again, one thing that we can do is look at specific dates. So if we really, just to give you this example, wanted to look and see what was happening from 1971, again, when the case was first argued, to say, let's go all the way up to 1976. I know it was decided in January 1973, but let's go ahead and give it some time here. Here we'll find some specific just at that time frame. And here's that example where it says view in the original Times machine. Again, this is because I have access to this article. If you, but with the, let me show you what it looks like here. So this is an excerpt of the story. Oh, and actually it looks like it might be giving you the whole story. That's pretty cool. It doesn't always do that. What you might find is that you do have to actually view the page in the Times machine. However, again, you don't have access to this because you're not a subscriber. I do because I am a subscriber. But what I'd like you to do, if this comes up where you see just an abbreviated version of the story and you want the whole story, you want to see this in print, email me, let me know, and I'll send you a PDF of the print article since I have access. So that's my quick overview of the New York Times. Try to make it 5 minutes or less. Hope that's helpful.